Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Marco Jack. I'm actually here in Hong Kong, and what am I here doing with my luggage and my bag is I'm going on a 10-day meditation retreat. And this 10-day meditation retreat is called Vipassana, and it's a form of meditation where you have to be silent, you can't talk, you meditate, I believe, for 18 hours a day. So it's some like next level meditation retreat. I heard about it. Shout out to my buddy Dat from San Francisco. He told me about it, and I was looking for more spiritual growth, so I decided, you know what, let me check it out. And somehow I came across it again through another friend of mine. So I said, you know what, that's a sign. So today here I am going into the meditation retreat. It's supposed to be a good time. It's supposed to be a challenging time as well, because I'm someone that meditates, but I don't meditate that much, not 18 hours every day. So I know a lot about the spiritual concept, but this time it's me putting myself walking the walk. So yeah, here I am just documenting that journey, just sharing what I've been feeling right now. I'm feeling no expectations, and I feel like, you know what, I can finish that 10 days and walk out with a new perspective that I can apply to my life and just become a better person, be a little bit more spiritual involved, be a better growth coach, be a better person, and have more inner peace. So that's my intention going in. And so that's me for now. Hey, what's up, everyone? I am at here the Vipassana Center in Hong Kong. One of them, there's actually two. So this is how the outside looks. Very nice. It's a very nice walk. On the way here, saw some cows. Didn't believe I saw another side of Hong Kong that I don't normally see. So I'm really having a good feeling about this whole thing already. And one thing, one little epiphany, I was like, you know what? Am I on the right path to this Vipassana place? And I didn't see any signs that I was not on the right path. So that applied to kind of like the journey that I'm on as well. So already one insight before even starting the meditation retreat. So 10 days, looking forward. And so I'll see you in 10 days and tell you all about what I experienced. And yes, peace, much love. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Marco Jack. I just finished the 10-day Vipassana meditation retreat. So I've been out for around 2 hours now, and before I really get into the hustle and bustle, which I already have by just checking my phone, before I go fully into that mode, I just want to make a reflection video, just share all the insights that I have, share my experience for anyone who's interested or just curious and knowing more about what Vipassana is, understanding the truth a little bit more, and also just a documentation for myself moving on forward. So I made some notes here during my time in the center. I'm just trying to go from my heart and speak whatever just comes out. So, going into the experience, I didn't really do a lot of research. I just like, okay, Vipassana, read the brochure, went the website, and I just did it. And what I was expecting was some more mystical spiritual experience, like maybe my third eye would open, I would lucid dream, I'll astral project. That was my understanding of spirituality. So I just went in with that kind of mind frame of like, okay, maybe I'll have like the spiritual experience that people always talk about. I started doing it the first day started, and all we were focusing on was on our breathing, and literally that was what we did for the first 3 days. Just very basic meditation, but you're doing it properly, and you're doing it for 10 hours a day. So you wake up at 4 in the morning, and then you start meditating at 4:30. You go to bed at around 9:30, and in between there's rest, there's lunch, there's breakfast, right? But this was the first time that I actually put myself in a position where I had to meditate for a long period of time. And when I started doing this, the level of self-awareness skyrocketed. I was like, wow, all this time my brain can't be at peace. There's no real moment of silence. When I close my eyes, there's thoughts about the past, and there's thoughts about the future, and there's not really a moment of flow in the presence. My thoughts heavily consistent of lots of craving and a lot of hatred. Like, you crave for sex, you crave for food. Those were two of my biggest craves, to be honest. And when I hated the pain that I was meditating in, and because of my meditation, because of the position, you gotta keep it still, right? You just really don't like it. I really understand that the thought patterns in my mind were always the same. Like, just the monkey mind was revealed. I understood that, wow, my brain couldn't handle 1 second of stillness. Like, just try closing your eyes, not think about anything. It's so simple yet hard to achieve, and that's the piece that meditation tries to introduce. And I have more mastery over my brain, more control over my brain, by understanding that working with the breath, inhaling, and if a thought comes, I can be better at avoiding that thought, and also accepting whatever thought comes into my mind, and don't have to be attached to the thought all the time, and be a better observer of my mind. So that was the first phase of the insight that came. I just really learned to create that peace more often for myself in my day-to-day life, and not have to overthink so much. And this was an insight that I knew, but once you understand and you observe this phenomenon within yourself, the understanding goes to a whole new level. And I think the big second insight that I had was learning to accept and learning to not be attached to whatever outcome there is. Because when you're meditating for such long periods of time, you start getting pains, you start getting cramps. And what I learned is, when you start reacting to these pains, right, you amplify your suffering. And this is a small example of how we do this in our day-to-day lives. Like, if something does not happen according to our own expectation or our own fulfillment, we react with aversion, we react with sadness, anger, whatever that might be, and we amplify that, so we make the situation even worse. But I came to understand that, whatever happens, I accept it. I work with it. It's not that I don't improve and I just accept that I'm just not good enough, but I don't have to create so much resistance towards the situation, and I don't have to amplify my suffering. And again, this makes sense theoretically, but when you are in so much pain and you observe that the pain actually amplifies when your mind is chaotic, and when you switch your mindset, it instantly becomes more soothing. You're like, oh wow, now you understand it in an experiential level, that my mind does amplify my own suffering. So I think moving forward, definitely just this one little insight can help me in my day-to-day lives. And what happened was, I was supposed to go to a concert today, so I was really hyped up for the last part of my meditation retreat. I was thinking about it, I'll have a good time today, and I was expecting some good news from my videos on my YouTube videos as well. But then, when I got my phone this morning, what happened was the YouTube video didn't turn out as I planned. I got some mistakes in it, and also the concert got canceled. So the first thing I reacted was like, oh, and I was really sad, but then I caught myself. Like, man, I've been practicing not to react and be acceptance for the past 10 days, and let me apply this. So, it literally, that awareness of self cuts down so short. And now I'm fine. I'm like, okay, it got canceled. I make some other plans. I already have another plans. YouTube video, I already thought about a solution to change it. So it just instantly makes you that much more in peace and helps you understand that you don't have to create your own suffering. So that's an insight, that's a mindset, that's a way of life that Vipassana was able to teach me. And a little bit more back to the point where I found it very grounding, very practical was, Vipassana was a meditation technique that was discovered by Buddha. And this is how he got enlightened because of it. All this technique is just observing oneself, observing the sensations that comes up and being observant of it and exploring your body and always remain equanimity with a balanced mind, with a mind that is peaceful, with a mind that doesn't crave and doesn't create aversion, doesn't create hatred. So it was very practical way to reach enlightenment, and which opened a new understanding of what Buddhism is and what spirituality and enlightenment is. And there's a lot more research going for that to understand that, is Vipassana meditation the meditation that I can apply? But it's definitely has increased my willpower, and it has increased the level of mastery over my own emotions. And I understand now that, wow, I always react. If it's the weather's hot, I'm like, fuck, why is the weather so hot? I'm sweating. I create my own suffering. Oh, the food is not as good as I want it to be. I react to it. I create suffering. So it's not only these big, traumatic experiences in your life where you react. You're reacting on the daily for most people. So, that's just one simple twist in your mindset can make a huge difference. A little bit more about the experience where I had when I meditated. I really felt that, wow, a lot of my junk that I thought I had dealt with came back into the surface. And in Vipassana meditation, it's believed that when you create sankharas, which are karma, that karma gets stored in your body. And when you meditate and you experience that level of pain, you're releasing that karma, and it comes up as a physical pain. But when you deal with it and you don't react with hatred, aversion, that sankhara is displaced, and your one shed of karma is released, right? When I was meditating, I was getting all these experiences and these random memories from way past, back in childhood. I remember a scene from a storybook that my primary school teacher read to me. There's no way your conscious mind can ever recall that memory, but it's all deep in the subconscious. And it's really weird because every time when you experience a certain pain, maybe in your throat, in your heart, that sort of experience emerges where it sort of makes sense in a way, but then you just go back to the breath, you go back to the sensation, you go back to your inner body feelings, and you don't really, you just observe whatever thought comes up. And a byproduct of this meditation for me was, I really felt the chakras within my body for the first time that was really clear. So I used to really feel my third eye sensation here. It was very clear, a pull sensation. But you're told to observe the body from head to toe. So here, I felt a real pull, and my face I start feeling all the nervous systems and my eyebrows, and this was wide open, even your chin, and I was feeling my throat and my heart, basically your whole body, right? And I realized, wow, all this time I'm so disconnected with my body, my emotions. I'm always in my head, but I never spend time adventuring in the inner playground within myself. And once I open that gate, that inner heaven, is so much there to be discovered. So right now, I feel a little bit lighter. I feel that I have the tools to deal with the bad situations moving forward. I already have a new perspective of living a life where I'm not as reactive as before. And just by this little twist that's really ingrained and instilled in me this time, that I can see myself just being more peaceful and being more happy more of the time. And this experience, it wasn't the easiest thing. There's moments where I was like, fuck this thing, it doesn't make sense, because I didn't do a lot of research. I think, if you're someone that needs to have a strong why to do something, and you need to have more the maybe philosophical understanding of the theories, go do a little bit of research before going into this meditation. But otherwise, it's one of the most challenging mentally experience I have in a while, and it's a good, kick in the butt from someone, and you get to push your own limits and being uncomfortable. So overall, it's a very rewarding experience. Moving forward, it's about practicing it, building a habit around it, and reap the benefits of Vipassana meditation. So that's my journey, that's been my experience. Lots of ideas that came through from this experience as well. I'll talk more about certain insights that could be expanded from this video. And it's just a good life. It's also a very grateful experience just to have 10 days off to work really hard on your inner peace. And it's an absolute luxury, and I really understand I'm really living the dream life that I've always wanted to, making videos, getting enlightened, sharing my experience, traveling around. I'm in Hong Kong, so I'm very grateful for you checking this video out. And if Divicati resonates with you, check out our website, check out what we offer. We'd love to serve you, and we love to build this personal development movement, spiritual development movement. That's my experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Much love, and may all beings be happy. Peace.